Pickett from inside the square. Bombs it towards the top of the goal square. Penny in the middle of that pack pulls it down.
What we've seen with Harry over time is he just makes the teammates around him better. To see him go from back to front just shows to me just what an elite talent he is.
Melksham and big long. Penny's taken hangers. The fullback turned full forward. He's determined never to go back to defence.
And not only that, it was just great to see him get reward in his own right for his own game, which was I thought was elite.
Bostone was trying to claim the mark. Leighton's going to keep it alive. Penny's got 5. Can he make it 6? Harrison Penny is having a party at the MCG.
I'm just happy to be in the team, really. I'm happy to play anywhere. Probably got a bit lucky with a couple and they stuck in my hands and I kicked straight, so very happy.
That's a big story there. This man coming from the field. And there it goes. He's turned it inside out, probably strained a medial ligament. It would have hurt.
The Liz Frank injury can be quite a tough one for athletes because there is a long period where you are compromised.
I think it's about a 6-month recovery. It's about 3 months, no running or anything like that. And so I've got a long stint on the couch coming up for me. I'm obviously devastated that I got injured and I was going alright. So it was frustrating, but that's footy. Injuries happen, and I'm just keen to get stuck into the rehab and get ready for 2024.
Where's from?
Midnight.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make an incision across the top.
Yep.
I'm sure that that one is unstable. Okay. I am unsure how unstable the first one is.
Yep.
Okay. If it's unstable, it obviously gets stabilised with plates and screws the same way as this one. I'll have a look at the third. That looks like it's stable. But essentially, we're going to check to see which joints are too mobile.
Yep.
Okay, and other plates and screws.
Yep.
Do you have any questions?
Sorry.
All right, good.
I was pretty nervous going into the surgery. It was sort of one of my first major surgeries. So, and there was like a little, like they weren't too sure on how bad the damage was until they opened it up. So I was a little bit nervous that it was worse than expected. So yeah, but everything went well. So I was happy with that. The worst part about it was when I had the surgery, I couldn't walk for 6 weeks, or I couldn't put any weight on my left foot for 6 weeks. So I was on crutches and on a little scooter for a lot of the time, which was pretty challenging at home.
That period is a really tricky period because you're trying to get some form of aerobic conditioning into the athlete, and that's where it can be challenging mentally for the athlete and making sure that they're feeling motivated.
You definitely need others to get you through rehab. It's not great fun in there, especially when you're sitting on a bike for an hour and a half at a time and you're watching the boys run out in the oval and train. That's all you want to do is be out there and you're stuck on the bike, spinning your legs over.
He did a ton of work throughout that off-season period. Then unfortunately he sustained an injury to his other foot.
I was on track to play round 1 and I just sort of went to jump and landed a little bit weird. I was stressing pretty hard at the start because it was something I've never felt before. It was nothing like my Liz Frank, so I was sort of had no clue what was going on.
Pets has been incredibly resilient. He had a frustrating pre-season period after surgery at the end of the year, but for him to come in and train the way he did to give himself a chance to play was just so impressive to watch. It would have been a challenge for any person, but we're grateful for that.
So I got told I was playing AFL at main training during the week, and Goody sort of just come up to me and gave me a pat on the back in the warm-up and said, "You're right to go," and I sort of said, "Yeah, I'm ready to go. And sort of, he's like, yeah, you're in. I was like, oh, thank God for that. There's a lot of nerves in there too, because it's been a long time since I'd played, I suppose, competitive sport. To get back out on the G in front of the fans, and yeah, I was excited, very excited.
Petrarca, Melbourne deep, Petty's back in the team, and he's picking up where he left off late last year. Now a defender again, down to Petty!
Gee, that's a good one.
And this is what he did late last year. He started taking big contested grabs.
And then obviously the injuries happened too, and I got changed positions, so I wasn't expecting that.
Subtle enough nudge from Petty.
I see Petty's gone down to that back line. He's wrapped up Marvy Orchol.
He flicks it back to McGuinness, who started it all. Smothered. Petty read that to perfection.
He will do anything the coach asks him to do as long as the team wins. If he needs to go back, he goes back. If it needs to be he plays as a defensive forward, he'll do that. If it needs to be that he needs to move so that others can get in behind and get a look at the footy, then that's what he'll do. He's probably the ultimate teammate, really.